Today we're checking out Nahiri, Heir of Ancients and Oathbreaker, and seeing what signature spell might pair best with her. And I'm pretty excited about this one because I don't think I've covered an equipment Oathbreaker yet. I've built them before, but I don't think I've ever done a video on them. So Nahiri costs 2 red white and starts at 4 loyalty. +1, create a 1/1 white core warrior creature token. You may attach an equipment you control to it. -2, look at the top 6 cards of your library. You may reveal a warrior or equipment card from among them and put it into your hand. -3, Nahiri deals damage to target creature or planeswalker equal to twice the number of equipments you control. I feel like this would be a bit of a challenge to build. How many equipment would you put in this deck? How many creatures would you put in this deck? She makes her own creatures, so I feel like focusing more on the equipment would make more sense. Especially since that -3 can kind of finish off an opponent if we have enough equipment. And of course that -2 is pointing us in the direction of warrior tribal in addition to equipment to maximize value on it to make sure we can always or almost always get a card off that -2. I suppose we could pick a signature spell that makes warrior tokens if we are going heavy on warrior tribal. Secure the Waste, Take Up Arms, and Starnheim Unleashed all make warrior tokens. And Resolute Strike seems pretty decent in this deck, really. An instant for 1 white mana. Target creature gets +2/+2 till end of turn. If it's a warrior, you may attach an equipment you control to it. Magnetic Theft is very similar and a very popular option with this Oathbreaker. Attach target equipment to target creature, although if we have an all-warrior deck, Resolute Strike is just strictly better. Reckless Crew creates X 2/1 Red Dwarf Berserker creature tokens, where X is the number of vehicles you control plus the number of equipments you control. For each of those tokens, you may attach equipment you control to it. This seems like a great signature spell for a deck that focuses way more on equipments than actually casting creatures. Same with Gold Warden's Gambit. It's 8 mana, but it has affinity for artifacts, so it costs 1 less to cast for each equipment you control. Create 5 2/2 Red Rebel creature tokens. They gain haste until end of turn. For each of those tokens, you may attach an equipment you control to it. And speaking of affinity for equipment, Rebel Salvo deals 5 damage to target creature or planeswalker. That permanent loses indestructible till end of turn. If you're casting this for 1 mana, that is pretty stinking good. And don't forget, affinity for equipment can reduce commander tax too, so even the second time you might be able to cast it for 1. Now let's talk tutors. We could pick a signature spell that tutors up an equipment and puts it into our hand. Or in the case of Enlightened Tutor, it's on top of our library, but Steel Shaper's Gift and Open the Armory, put it into our hand. There is also Reckless Handling. Searches your library for an artifact card, reveal it, put it in your hand, shuffle, then discard a card at random. If an artifact card was discarded this way, it deals 2 damage to each opponent. I don't know. And I can't cover a Boros Planeswalker without mentioning Boros Charm, an instant for 2. Choose 1. Boros Charm deals 4 damage to target player or planeswalker. Permanents you control gain indestructible till end of turn. Target creature gains double strike till end of turn. I think in equipment deck, when we're buffing up our creatures, double strike could be very popular. And being able to deal 4 damage to a planeswalker in a format of planeswalkers, this seems very, very good. If you enjoyed this video, please hit that like button. That means so much to me. These videos really don't perform nearly as well as my Commander videos, but I just enjoy making them. I think this is such an underrated format, and if you do too, I'd appreciate that like. Thanks a lot for watching, and I'll see you next time.